of the north, the Dunedain.
Ah, one of those who follow Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
He is our chieftain, yes. But how is it that you know Aragorn in distant Mirkwood?
Aragorn is a great traveler. Although he is not a frequent guest in my father's realm, he is known and honored there all the same.
Tell me about Mirkwood.
Mirkwood is the greatest woodland in all of Middle-earth. It was called Greenwood the Great, before the shadow of Sauron fell over it. In ages past, it was a place of great beauty. But now, it is filled with darkness and dread, save only in the north where my father's realm is maintained.
What brought you on such a long and perilous journey?
Unpleasant business. My father sent me to report the escape of Gollum, a creature Aragorn had entrusted to our care.
What can you tell me about this Gollum?
A pathetic creature who long held the Ring of Power. The evil of the ring has left him twisted and tormented. His only thought is to recover what was taken from him.
How did Gollum manage to escape your guard?
Not from a lack of watchfulness, but perhaps from too much kindness. We occasionally allowed Gollum to go about the wood under close guard. But on one of these ventures, the guards were attacked by orcs from Dol Guldur. In the confusion, Gollum escaped. We followed his tracks southward for many leagues, until it drew near to Dol Guldur.
What is this place, Dol Guldur?
A stronghold of the enemy in the south of Mirkwood. It was once the dwelling of the Dark Lord, until he was driven out in the year of the Dragon's Fall. But it has once again become a place of great evil. All the darkness that besets Mirkwood has its source in Dol Guldur.
Will you be departing for your home soon?
No. I have been chosen to represent elvenkind among the Company of the Ring. I will be accompanying the halfling, Frodo Baggins, on his journey south.
It seems strange that with so many elves in his own household to consider, Elrond chose to make you a member of the Fellowship.
I asked for the privilege, and Elrond did not refuse me. I feel he may have been relieved not to lose any of his household to this quest. He will have need of all his strength, should the enemy...
I am curious why you would volunteer for this.
Partially to make amends for the loss of Gollum, but more so because this will be the final chapter in our long struggle against the darkness. And I wish to have a hand in our final victory. Or at least, to stand...
May fortune favor your fellowship in the days ahead, Legolas.
Welcome, Eradan. I suspected you would find your way.
What task are you working at now?
My fellow smiths and I are preparing for a great work. Soon we will be called upon to reforge the legendary sword Narsil.
What can you tell me of this sword, Narsil?
Narsil was the sword of Elendil, a mighty lord of the Dunedain who defied the Dark Lord in the War of the Lost Alliance. He bore the sword in battle against Sauron, but he was slain and the sword was broken. Since that time, the shards of the... It was to remain broken until the day when an heir of Elendil would go to war to reclaim the crown and title of king. That...
What do you mean by imbuing?
Simply that certain objects have inherent virtues, and a skilled artisan can, through his craft, increase those virtues and bind them to an object for advantage. Sadly, appropriate gemstones have become difficult to find. The growing trouble throughout the land keeps travelers away, and our own people are staying closer to home.
Perhaps I can help you with that. I will be traveling soon.
I would be pleased to have your help. I will provide you with a list of the types of gemstones that are of the greatest value to me. If you collect the stones, But to be of use, the gemstones must be of the highest quality. Fortunately, we have as a guest a dwarf of the Lonely Mountain. Glóin is his name, and he is skilled in the appraisal of gems of all sorts. Once you have gathered the stone...
I have gathered a few artifacts of interest on my travels. I believe you...
Ah, these are work of Westernese, the lost land of Númenor. The men who forged these items were skilled indeed. You have the makings of a... Although these components were never part of a single work, I believe you have assembled everything I would need to make it so.
What do you mean by that?
Only that with a work such as this, the finished product is liable to reflect the nature of the smith who assembles it. If, for example, a dwarven smith were to complete this weapon.
I would be pleased if you would undertake this task.
Very good. I will get started at once. There, it is finished. May they serve you well, my friend.
Ah, Eredan. It is good of you to seek me out.
The Dunedain kingdom of Arnor fell long ago. There's nothing left in much of the north save ruins. Why would Sauron build a force here?
Sauron seeks dominion over all of Middle-earth. His desire is to order all things as he sees fit. Even were these land, there is power in Rivendell that could stand against him when all others fall.
For years I've patrolled the Shire at Aragorn's orders. I worry it may not be safe for me to...
Aragorn knows where you are most needed, Eredan. With the flight of the ring in this direction, the enemy is looking this way, and has forgotten the Shire for now. For now. But eventually his eye will turn once again toward the Shire, as humble as it is. Hobbits as miserable... Sauron will leave the final devastation of the Shire to his servant Agand.
At Fornost, one of the great eagles came to our aid. Perhaps the eagles could help with the ring.
I don't fault you for thinking along those lines. Why not beg a ride from an eagle, fly far up? Such ideas were debated at Elrond's council. But there are...
This man, Agandaur, have you ever had word of him before?
Well, I know nothing of Agandaur himself. I have seen his kind at other times in distant lands.
When first we spoke, you said you recently passed through...
It is a rough and empty land, home to many trolls. I passed through with great haste.
And you saw no sign of trolls?
I saw neither trolls nor fresh signs of them, and that disturbs me more than encountering one. I doubt mindless brute creatures they may be. Yet they can be you.
You believe he is mustering the trolls for an attack?
That is my fear. I would gladly be proven wrong. But my heart, we must know. Such a force could be sent against Riven.
Then I'll gather my friends and scout the moors. We'll learn the truth of the matter.
Greetings to you, Ered. I am pleased to welcome you to my home. I had heard your name spoken with praise by Aragorn even before these recent events. You have more than proven that the Dunedain are often our guests here in Imladris, but I gather you are here for more than an exchange of...
I found this scroll at Fornost. I thought it best to bring...
A wise decision. This is writ in the black speech of Mordor, a language I will not utter here. It is...
What is the Black Speech?
A language devised by Sauron when he desired a single tongue to be spoken by all who serve him. He had small luck introducing it to the scattered tribes of orcs and trolls, but it is still used by his highest ranking.
We encountered orcs at Fornost who used spells against us.
Then it seems this has already been put to use. That is grim news. The Dark Lord is a master of necromancy and other fouls.
Necromancy? What is that?
Necromancy is the darkest form of sorcery.
And the Dark Lord has this power?
He does indeed. It was for this reason he was known as the Necromancer when he still dwelt in the fortress of Dol Guldur in Mirkwood. Have you not experienced this power firsthand in your journey through the Borrowdowns? It was Sauron's chief...
But why do the dead serve him? Many of those buried in those tombs are my ancestors. They have no...
These shades are not truly the dead returned to life. Not even Sauron has that power. It is accomplished through the summoning of malignant...
Then it is good that we captured this from the enemy before it could cause further harm. What will become of it?
I will destroy this scroll at the... Listen to what is written herein. Scribed by... I will speak no more of these blasphemies, but it does...
Why do you use the word blasphemy for this?
Sauron proclaims himself a god. He will not rest until all who live upon Middle-earth acknowledge him as such. He teaches these sorceries to his minions, intending that they will serve as priests in his...
If there is power to be gained from this scroll, should we not make use of it ourselves?
Have a care, Dunedain. You tread on dangerous ground when you harbor such thoughts. This, like all works of the enemy, is altogether evil. Any who make you...
So be it. We will trust to such weapons as we have. But what are we to do with this?
I will destroy this scroll at the very... Listen to what is written herein. Scribed by the hand of Agandaur, disciple of the great Lord Sauron. I will speak no more of these blasphemies.
7 at the time of this writing. But could it be that Agandaur has created more since?
Perhaps. But creating something of this nature is not a matter. We have reason to hope there are no more than...
So 6 more remain. Perhaps we can capture them as well.
That would be a great service to our cause. Should you recover them all...
I will be certain to do...
In the meantime, please accept this in appreciation for bringing this matter to my attention.
There is something else. I found this tome hidden amid the ruins at Fornost.
Ah, now this is writing of an altogether more wholesome...
Tell me about this realm of Arthedain.
Arthedain was the last fragment of the great northern kingdom of Arnor.
Yet the line of kings has remained unbroken. This much I know well.
It is true Isildur's line has remained unbroken. But without a kingdom to rule, it is our friend Aragorn who currently bears that title.
Perhaps this book is a record of those days long past. The pages are too worn and the writing too faded for me to make out much.
Indeed. It seems to be a personal journal. And here is a name inscribed.
Malbeth? The name seems somewhat familiar.
Many of the Dunedain race are gifted with foresight, but none more than Malbeth. I will examine this work carefully. Who knows what other visions are here. You did well in bringing this to me.
Is there anything more you can tell me about this mission to the Etten Moors?
Only that the Etten Moors are a dangerous place at the best of times. The danger will be that much greater if the orcs and trolls are being organized by an outsider.
Who could raise such a muster?
Agandaur would be my first guess, but it could also be a strong orc chieftain, or perhaps an unusually cunning troll. At worst...
Whatever may be happening there, you will know of it. Farewell, Master Elrond.
Eredan, I am glad of... Halbarad has taught...
I would like to know more about those chosen to be part of your fellowship.
Who is it that interests you?
Tell me about the wood elf, Legolas.
It is fitting that we have a representative of the Eldar, the Elves, along with us on this venture. They have been foes of Sauron since before the ancestors of the Dunedain first returned to the shores of Middle-earth. Legolas is keen of eye and ear, and he is unmatched as a bowman. His arrows seldom miss their mark.
What about this man of Gondor, the one called Boromir? If he hails from Gondor, then he is one of our long-sundered kin. But what else do you know of him?
Boromir is the son of Denethor, the steward of Gondor. I had never met him before Elrond's council, but long years ago, under another name, I served his grandfather Ecthelion. The men of Gondor are valiant and strong, and by all accounts Boromir is foremost among them in courage and skill at arms. I suspect we will have need of his sword before our quest is through.
What can you tell me of the dwarf Gimli?
I have spent little time among dwarves, but Gimli is one of Durin's folk, and the dwarves of that line are trusted by Elrond, in spite of the differences that sometimes divide elves and dwarves. If Gimli is like most of his kin, he will prove loyal and stout-hearted, enduring in hardship and fierce in battle.
What about these other hobbits? Is it wise to send so many of the little folk on this quest?
We are asking much of Frodo. Until recently, he had never set foot outside the confines of the Shire. It will be a comfort for him to have the familiar companionship of his friends and kin in the face of so much that will be new and frightening. I have traveled with these hobbits, and they proved far more courageous and hardy than many would suspect.
What about Gandalf? What can you tell me of him?
To know all there is to know of Gandalf would require a lifetime study. There is much about him that remains a mystery, even to me. Yet he is a relentless foe of Sauron, and without his vigilance, the ring would already be in the hands of the enemy. His wisdom and leadership will be of great value to the Fellowship.
I feel I should accompany you on your quest. Let me go south with you.
The Ring-Bearer's companions have already been chosen, and I will not gainsay the wisdom of Elrond and Gandalf in this matter. I know it is hard for you to remain behind, but until now you have always dedicated yourself to protecting the people of the North. I would ask you to continue to do so, for the servants of the enemy are found in many places, not in Mordor alone.
You have traveled a great deal. Is there anything you can tell me of the Etenmoors?
Only that it is a dangerous and unforgiving place. My own grandfather Arador was slain by trolls in the Etenmoors. It is important we learn if the enemy is active in the moors, but we do not send you there lightly. Be on your guard at all times while you venture there.
I gather you had never heard of Agandaur before these recent events.
I had never heard nor dealt with Agandaur specifically, but I know his kind. Years ago I served in disguise in the armies of Gondor, where I contended with the corsairs of Umbar, who were often led by those akin to Agandaur. These black Númenóreans are a corrupt and wicked race. They worship Sauron as a god and seek the utter destruction of all who oppose him.
You go now to claim your rightful place as the King of Gondor.
Above all, I go to help Frodo fulfill his quest. For unless the ring is destroyed, Gondor will soon fall, king or no king.
Good luck to you.
The sun shines and all is fair and peaceful here in Elmadr. A far cry from the blood and dust of Fornost, is it not? You and your companions did very well there. Indeed, things might have gone badly for us had you not been there. And I believe you will find no place better for the restoration of body and spirit than this, our home.
How was it you happened to be at Fornost?
We often ride far afield hunting the orcs, wherever we may find them. We came upon signs of a large band of goblins making their way from the orc hole, where we lost no time in attacking them.
Aragorn frequently travels and fights beside you, does he not?
Yes, we often venture forth in company with the Dunedain, and none more. He was raised here in our household.
How is it that a man came to be raised here among elves?
It is a tradition for the heirs of Isildur. We have sheltered all the chieftains of the Dunedain from the... Aragorn is the 16th in line from father to son to spend his early years in Imladris.
Will you tell me more about your family? I know Elrond is your father.
Yes, it was he who established the refuge of Imladris. Our sister Arwen dwells here as well, although she has spent many years in the company of our grandmother.
What of your mother? Does she dwell here also?
Our mother has crossed the sea and left Middle-earth. Many years passed. On a journey across the Misty Mountains, our mother was captured by orcs. We searched the mountains without rest until our father was able to heal her injuries. The memory of her torment was... Perhaps now you understand why our hatred for the orcs is so great.
That is a sad tale. I am sorry to have reminded you.
No, my friend. We have drawn swords together in this. You have earned our trust. This is the evil that we have pledged our lives to.
I may be in need of a few things before we set out. Is there anyone I can speak to about that?
If it is provisions or other supply. And if your arms and armor need tendings.
I wish you luck. Goodbye. I thought it rare to find one dwarf so far from home. Yet here is another. If I may say...
Gimli, son of Glóin, at your service. Your eyes serve you well, Ranger. Farin is indeed a kin... And if I may say, your own fame has gone before you. You fought...
I must concede the usefulness of a dwarf in battle. He wields his weapon to good effect, as long as he stays clear of my knees.
Useful? I dare say you'll find him more than useful. Why, he's a hero of the Battle of the Five Armies. Men, elves, and dwarves against orcs and goblins. And many an orc has felt the
Farin said no word of other kin coming to join him. What brings you here to Imladris?
Aye, it's a long march from the halls of Erebor, but grim news goes on swift feet. It was for Bilbo's sake we came, with a warning that the servants of Sauron wished to fight. Thrice a Black Rider came to the front gate of Erebor, demanding news of Bilbo, and threatens to return. You've heard the results of the council? I see you have. I have sworn to protect Frodo.
You're bold to defy a Nazgul if it was indeed one of the Nine who...
Not one of the Nazgul, I think, but it was a fell servant all the same, who... What sort of man can serve the enemy willingly, even gladly, is beyond...
Your words fit Agendaur well. His cruelty knows no bounds.
Could it be so? Perhaps. It is enough that we will not be
Erebor, the Lonely Mountain. I've heard tales of it. Were you there?
Sadly, no. I was far to the west in the Blue Mountains where I was born. For my father, I've labored some 70 years to restore what was lost and helped build anew the city of Dale from the ruins. Did you know that Bilbo exchanged riddles with the dragon?
Do you know Frodo well?
I know only that he is Bilbo's adopted heir, and that he has chosen of his own free will to bear and destroy the ring. That's all I need to know. I'll protect him to my final breath if need be.
Elrond has asked us to scout the Etenmoors. But what is it that worries you about the north?
I like not what I've heard of this Agendaur you drove from Fornost. He could yet cause grief untold. There are rumors of gatherings of orcs, goblins, and other deadly foes growing in strength. When the Dark Lord strikes, there will be more than one land that feels his wrath. I fear for the Shire and Rivendell. It would ease my heart to know that you'll look to the defense of the North for as long as you're needed. With help from Farin, of course.
For my part, you have my word on it. and I have no doubt your trustworthy kinsman and Andriel will stand by my side.
Well met, friend. It's an honor to make the acquaintance of one of Thorin's valiant companions. I'm Glóin, son of Groin from the Lonely Mountain.
And one of Bilbo's companions in the quest to slay the dragon Smaug. It's an honor to meet such a famous dwarf. I'm Eredon of the Dunedain.
I heard about that business at Sarn Ford, and they say the three of you brought down an orc chieftain at Fornost. I expect it does my heart good to see a dwarf, an elf, and a man working together again.
Then you approve of Thorin's alliance with Andriel and me?
I will speak plainly. I may be less than fond of King Thranduil's wood elves for keeping me in their dungeons, but I've no grudge with any of Elrond's folk.
Yet in the Battle of the Five Armies, it was Thranduil's elves who died alongside men and dwarves in battle.
You're right, of course. I can be a stiff-necked old dwarf, but it's time to set aside grievances that were long ago repaid. But we face a far more terrible enemy in the Dark Lord. Standing together against Agandaur may be more than just a good idea.
We must not forget the Great Eagles. They have been a great help to us, just as they were to you and your companions.
Well spoken. Thorin's quest and the Battle of Five Armies would have met disaster. You're fortunate to have gained the friendship of such noble creatures. Your life may well depend upon your choice of friends, whatever kindred they be.
Sauron's attention will be focused largely on the south. Perhaps if we thwart his plans here, it will distract him. That could benefit Frodo and the Fellowship on their quest.
That's my thoughts upon the matter too. Be the stinging fly in the ointment, as it were. Only this fly's sting will be deadly. And it's time to be about your business. Goodbye, and good luck to you.
Hello, you are one of the Dunedain, are you not? Please allow me to introduce myself.
Eredon, at yours.
Always happy to meet one of the Guardians of the North. I've heard about what you and your friends did to help my...
Write it down. Are you then a chronicler, Mr. Baggins?
A chronicler? Oh, no more of an enthusiastic scribbler, really. Say, maybe you could help me with that. I'm writing a poem for Aragorn, and I'm a bit stuck on a line or two.
Is that so? Well then, let me hear what you have.
Very well, very well. The verse that's giving me trouble runs like this. Ahem. The light from the west is rekindled.
The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from him
Why, yes, that's just the thing, isn't it? Oh, my friend, you should consider exchanging those weapons of yours for the poet's pen.
One day, perhaps. But for now, we have more need of warriors than poets.
Oh, I'm afraid you're right, but since these old hands are not much use with the sword, I'll just keep on with the pen.
Arwen? Who is she?
Why, she's Elrond's daughter, of course, and Aragorn's beloved as well. Although you didn't hear that from me, she's a sweet lady, and I'm sure she'd be willing to give me a hand with this.
I will take it to her.
Ah, thanks very much. Be sure to give her my compliments.
I will indeed. Farewell now.
My Govannen, well met and welcome to the safe haven of Imladris.
My Govannen, Lady Arwen. It is a great honor.
The Dunedain are always welcome here. You have endured great danger and given us urgent warning of a new threat to the north. For this, we honor you, Eridan.
It is my duty as a ranger, nothing more.
You show the modesty worthy of a hero. Estelle and my brothers have spoken highly of your courage at Fornost, and I thank you for your part in seeing to my brother's safety. Please, take your ease and rest a while in our halls. You will find all your heart could desire, whether it be food, drink.
Estelle? The name means hope. But who is this Estelle you spoke of?
Forgive me. I forget that not all the Dunedain know of this.
It is a good name. How did he come to be known as Estelle?
As a ranger, you must know of the practice of bringing the child of a chieftain to Imladris to be fostered. But you may not know how great the danger was at the time. Aragorn was but 2 years of age when his mother, Isildur. Elrond became like a father to him. Knowing the enemy sought ever for a living heir of Isildur, he renamed the boy Estelle. Aragorn was 20 before Elrond revealed these things to him and gave him tokens of his heritage. But he...
The Dunedain are not given to idle gossip, but I have heard that you pledged yourself to Aragorn. It would be a joyous thing if true.
Long ago, I pledged myself to him beneath the golden boughs of Lothlorien, saying to him, "Yet there is much pain in this choice, for I am Elrond's daughter and half-elven. To cleave to Estelle, I must forsake my... Even should Imladris endure this war, Elrond will leave Middle-earth, and we will be parted beyond the end of the world."
Would that I had the leisure to enjoy the peace of Imladris. But Elrond has asked me to scout the Ettenmoors. My companions and I must leave as soon as may be.
Then I will not keep you, but we may be of service to one another. I am helping my father brew a potion known as Miraval. One sip of Miraval can... I am in short supply of certain rare ingredients that may be found in the Ettenmoors. If I gave you a list of the ingredients, perhaps you could... With enough ingredients, I will return the favor by brewing an...
Gladly, Lady Arwen. That is a generous offer. Should I find what you require, I will return to you once my mission is complete.
My Govanen, I continue to brew...
I have an errand I must not forget. Here is an unfinished poem from Bilbo. He asked for your opinion and advice, saying the subject is very close to your heart.
Then it must be about Estelle. He is fond of writing verses in honor of his good... You may leave it with me, Eridan. I will give it some thought.
Thank you, lady. Perhaps the time will come. I must take my leave, lady.
Greetings! I hope the Lady Arwen will have some good suggestions for my verse. I'm really most eager to finish the thing.
Tell me about Frodo. Is he your son?
Oh no, he's not my son. Actually, he's my first cousin once removed. And also my second cousin once removed. The poor lad was orphaned at an early age, and so I adopted him. Made him... He's a good lad, Frodo. I only wish...
The Dunedain. In the Elvish, that signifies man of the West. One of my people.
Yes, indeed, but when I say it, I mean a remarkable man, Aragorn, and a good friend. I almost wish that I could accompany him on his grand quest.
Can you tell me how Frodo came to be in possession of the Ring of Power?
Well, yes, that was through me, I'm afraid. I found the ring by happenstance while... Of course, I did not know the full story of the ring until only a few days ago. Imagine that old ring of mine causing such a fuss. You know, I think it would be best if we...
Do you know Aragorn well?
Oh, yes. I first met Aragorn, let's see, well, it must be more than 15 years ago now. A remarkable man, Aragorn, and a good friend.
You have a poem to write.
Greetings.
Do all hobbits share your love of poetry?
Yes, I suppose so, although usually our songs and poems concern good food, good drink, and good humor. All those things we love the most. It's quite a bit different from what you...
Yet you said you were writing a poem about Aragorn.
well, one can't live long among the elves without, some... Although I doubt I will ever match the elven appetite for music, poetry, and tales.
You have a poem to write, and I have a task before me as well.
Welcome, Dunedain. Welcome to Imladris. Are you in need?
Thank you for your welcoming words, but I do not believe I've had the pleasure.
No, indeed. I am Alare, one of Master Elrond's stewards. I help to manage the needs of his household.
What can you tell me about Elrond?
To tell you everything I know of Master Elrond would take many days. Let it suffice to say that he is an elven lord of great and noble lineage.
Your home seems so serene. I assume it is kept so by strength of arms?
This is a place of learning and peace, not a fortress or camp of war. But there are those here who wield great power.
What sort of folk dwell here in Rivendell?
Elves, for the most part. My people have dwelt in Imladris for a very long time indeed. But there are other folk to be found here as well.
Who is this hobbit you speak of?
Bilbo the Magnificent, greatest of the Shire folk. The same hobbit who overthrew the dragon Smaug. Those who venture in...
Imladris? Where is that?
Your pardon. This is Imladris, the house of Elrond Half-Elven.
What sort of folk dwell here in Rivendell?
Elves, for the most part. My people have dwelt in Imladris for a very long time indeed. Those who venture... Those who venture into...
This is rough country, no mistake.
but so far we've seen no sign of trouble.
But the moors stretch on for many leagues. Foul creatures!
Face a dwarf!
Greetings, my friends. I could scarce believe what I saw from above. But elf, dwarf, and man battling the enemy together, such things are not often seen. I knew it had to be you.
Belarom, it is a strange coincidence that we should meet again so soon. I did not think to find you here in...
Nor did I. It does seem a strange
How is it that you happen to be here in the Etenmoors?
I serve as a scout for my people. We are at war with the stone giant Bag...
A stone giant? I thought such creatures existed...
No, the stone giants certainly do exist, but they are seldom seen beyond the highest mountain vales. I was never told they were hostile to our kind, however.
They seldom are. Eagles and the Squire here summoned his strength to punish the giant, but he fled before us. We believe he is...
Could it be we will have more giants to
I do not believe so, for we have learned Bagrasar is an outcast among his own kind. They disown...
A threat to the Eagles is a threat to us all.
Your aid would be most welcome. Together we may be able to best him.
follow this light.
The hidden Dunedain cache.
You haven't got the stomach to face me!
Do that.
You face the power of the Eldar!
Need more. Their archers have the high ground. Let's see if you can take me!
He summons reinforcements!
Our way is barred.
They have trapped us! We must work together to overcome these odds. Take it all!
We can move on now. This cave stinks of trolls.
Eridan, it is good to
I am pleased to be back.
Thank you. You have brought, and as I promised, I have kept aside a flask for you. Miraveau is potent.
Thank you, Lady Arwen. Once... Is there something amiss?
You have done much already, but I will lay my problem before you. For many years, I have worked secretly upon a banner. This must be a banner like no other. The embroidery is nearly done.
But Mithril can only be found in the mines of Moria, a distant and perilous place by all accounts. Unless you know of anywhere else.
It is true. There is nowhere in Middle-earth where
Yes. If the stories are true, the guardsmen of the Citadel and...
Still, it seems there is little hope that more...
Tell me about this banner. Why is it so important to you?
It bears the symbols of Elendil, from whom Aragorn is descended. I have embroidered upon black cloth the high crown of the kings of Numenor, and 7 stars in which I have set brilliant jewels. Below them is the White Tree of Gondor, the symbol of Aragorn's claim to the throne of that realm and all the lands of the Dunedain. With this banner go all my hopes. My hope for Estelle to help overthrow the end. These things I have pondered during the...
Is there nothing you could use besides Mithril?
I have used mithril and gold, the 2 most precious of them. It can be worked as fine as thread, and yet remains stronger than steel. And it is the traditional metal of the kings of the West. Nothing but mithril can serve my needs.
It seems my fate to travel far and frequently, and what cannot be obtained in peace may sometimes be seized as spoils of war.
That is a noble offer. I would not ask you to go into such danger for this alone. May Elbereth watch over...
Greetings. I hope that...
I must be on my way.
Oh, hello again.
What could have been important?
I came with the enemies.
Aragorn has told us.
Alas, that we should live in...
And where do you think...
That's plain as the... Rivendell,
Sauron's
that's my thoughts upon... And it's time to be...
Those who venture into the wild must be well prepared. Those who venture into...
Hello again. What can I help?
What task are you...
My fellow smiths and I have now that it is complete...
This cave stinks of troll.
These caves make me long for the open air. At last, I see sunlight ahead.
Here, my friends, gather control!
Servants of the enemy, beware!
Looks like another ranger has hidden some supplies here.
Lagovanen,
Only that I still seek the mithril you need. I hope to bring you better news when next I return.
Please, do not trouble yourself if other...
Good to see you again.
I've collected these gemstones for the smith Angmir. But if he's to make use of them, they must be of the highest quality. He would like your appraisal.
My pleasure. I always enjoy... In fact, I've a fancy to buy them from you. I never tire of collecting.
Well, perhaps if you were to offer a little...
I suppose I can sweeten the deal, son.
You said yourself...
There's something to be said. Oh, hello again. Don't mind me. Speak...
I have business I must...
Those who venture in... Those who venture in... Those who venture in... Those who venture into the...
The sun shone, a far cry from the... Indeed, and I believe you will find no place better for the restoration of...
It is pleasant, but...
No, indeed. Only we will travel south, seeking for signs of the Nazgul.
I may be in need...
If it is provision, and if your arms and armor need to...
I wish you luck.
Greetings, my...
Is there anything more you...
Only that the Etten Moors...
And if we do find the enemy...
You will have to. If the enemy is mustered...
Who could raise them?
Agendour would...
Whatever may be happening there.
Hello again. What can I...
Those who venture into the wild
Ambush!
It is finished. My people are avenged.
And behold, here come your kin.
My lord.
It would appear that you have done our work for us, Balaram.
Not I, Lord Gwaihir. Your thanks belong to these three. Andriel, Farin, and Eridan.
The same three that saved you at Fornost.
Indeed. A remarkable chance that we should meet again.
If chance it was, your fates seem strangely intertwined. But be that as it may, we are doubly grateful to you. First for saving the life of Balaram, and now for slaying the giant.
Are there more of these stone giants threatening your people?
There are other giants, certainly, but none that we would consider an enemy. Bargrazar would...
We have discovered signs that Agandar has been...
Then we need look no further for the source of Bargrazar's corruption.
Elrond half-Elven suspected the enemy.
I will not question the wisdom of Master Elrond. We have searched the Ettenmoors thoroughly in our hunt for Bargrazar, yet we have seen no sign of this servant of the Dark Lord. If he was here, we can be reasonably certain he is here no longer. My people will work to disperse the enemy forces that remain in the moors. We will be on...
Then we should return to Elrond at Imladris. He will be anxious.
I will arrange for a messenger.
My lord, I owe my life to these three. And I too believe Agandar to be a grave threat to the free peoples of the North.
You ask a great deal, Balaram. I may have need for all my followers. Very well. I will grant you permission to join with them.
Unless Balaram plans to carry his friends like sheep...
I too have a stake in this quest.
So be it. Three who cleave the air. Arminel, Barenthor, you shall be at Balaram's command. Now I must depart. Many forces are at work across...
We are grateful for your aid, Lord Gwai.
You return at last. We grew concerned for you. I fear you have missed your... Clearly you found danger in the Ettenmoors, yet you have returned safely, and in the company of three of the great eagles, no less. There is a story behind this, and I am eager to hear it.
The Fellowship has begun their journey? How long have they been gone?
They have only just departed. Did you discover something in the Ettenmoors that makes you fear for their safety?
We found trolls and orcs prepared.
He was attacking the eagle.
With the help of the eagle Balaram.
That was well done, but this is troubling. Why would a stone giant act in this manner? They have never been hostile to free folk before.
We took these tokens from some of our fallen foes.
That's Agandaur's Black Raven emblem.
Then we can be certain he is behind the giant's descent into evil. But there are also other tokens here I recognize. These are the marks of the orcs of Mount Gundabad, far to the north.
What can you tell us of Mount Gundabad?
It is a great peak that stands far to the north. Once, Gundabad was a delving of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago.
Do you think it is possible Agandaur is...
It may well be. From Mount Gundabad, the orcs have many tunnels and secret pathways. If Agandaur is raising an army to fight for his master in the north, it is certain he will have traveled to Gundabad. The evidence you have uncovered confirms this to be so. If we...
Perhaps not. But we should not sit idle waiting for him to begin the war.
To walk into such an orc-infested pit, it is certain that, were you to destroy Agandaur...
But what of Frodo and his...
That die is cast. We must abide the consequences. For good...
How will you do that?
We will continue to plan for the defense of Imladris. The enemy will not find us unprepared.
Then we should be on our way.
Your courage is commendable, but be certain. Is there something I can...
I would like to know more.
I fear that... However, it is a pity Durin's folk did not hold the fortress once it had been taken.
Tell me more of this.
It began over 200 years ago, when the exile... To be avenged, the dwarves Aesog was slain by...
If Gundabad belonged to the dwarves, why didn't they...
That is a question for dwarf. Or it might simply be that...
Mount Gundabad awaits us.
Eridan, it is... We were beginning to be... And yet you return victorious, upon the backs of it. We are grateful to you for ending the threat of Bard. The trolls and orcs of the Ettenmoors will...
What can you tell me of the stone giants?
They are mysterious creatures. Little is known of them, and little do they concern themselves with the affairs of other folk. Yet they were never thought to be wicked, nor are they counted among the servants of the enemy. Making it all the more strange that Bargrasar sought to make war upon us. I detect the hand of the Dark Lord in this.
Have you seen any sign of the enemy near Rivendell?
No true threat, but our wardens have slain a few goblins that strayed. Wolves are also roaming in great... We must assume the location...
Is Rivendell prepared for an attack?
As well as may be. This is not a fortress. Secrecy is... Still, an enemy would find the terrain difficult to... Yes, we might resist for a long while, but if the...
All the more reason why we must rid ourselves of Ag...
I am glad you are so eager to come to... Yet do not abandon caution completely. I only wish we were free...
What do you know of Mount Gundabad?
It was once a great work of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago, and the orcs have taken... It is certain to be teeming with enemies.
Is it so unusual for the eagles to join with the free folk?
We have always counted the great eagles as allies and friends. They have been known to take counsel with certain of the wild. Clearly you have made a
Their aid will be...
I am glad, yet do not abandon caution. I only wish we were...
What prevents you from joining the hunt?
Alas, our father has made it clear we are to remain close at hand, as such is our duty, and we will abide by it. Otherwise we would have sought...
I too would have willingly followed Aragorn. But you have fought to defend these lands for so long. Why would you choose to...
For many reasons, not least of which is the friendship we bear for Aragorn. We would stand with him when he... And so too would we be there with him.
You make me wish...
We cannot think only of us. And what use would it be for Aragorn to gain the...
Yes, Aragorn is the heir to both Dunedain kingdoms. It is the hope of all my northern kin that we shall live to see Arnor restored, and...
Yet the armies and agents of the Dark Lord would see it otherwise. They will not rest until these lands lie under Sauron's heel.
I will not let that...
It heartens me to hear you. Indeed.
I hope it will be so.
Those who venture... Those who
Oh, hello again. Don't mind me. Speaking...
We must not forget...
Well spoken. You're fortunate to have gained the friendship of...
Then you approve of...
I will speak plain.
Yet in the battle...
You're right, of course. But we face a far more...
Sauron's attention...
That's my... And it's time to... Oh, hello.
What could have been important?
I came at the bidding with the enemies.
Aragorn has told us.
Alas, that...
And where do you think...
That's plain. Rivendell.
Sauron's attention...
That's my... And it's time...
Welcome back. We have something in...
How was it that you...
Oh, well, it's a long story, really. There we were, 13 dwarves, 1 wizard, and 1 rather frightened hobbit. Perched... They sniffed us out soon enough and set fire to the trees. I was grateful to be...
For my part...
I suppose that shouldn't surprise me, coming from one brave enough to fight with giants. Oh, yes, I've heard all about your adventures in the Etten Moors. I've seen stone giants with my own eyes. It's beyond me how you managed to get the better of one.
You contended with giants?
Well, contended is not the right word. It was more like trying my best not to be accidentally trod upon. Frankly, I'm surprised a giant would make war upon us in this way. The ones I encountered seemed caught up in their own affairs and not the least bit concerned with me or my companions.
In this, we see the hand of Agandaur. I'm certain it was he who corrupted the giant.
Agandaur again. Oh, I don't like hearing about that one. Especially when I think about places like Bree or the Shire. It seems like there is so little to stand in his way.
We stand in his way. And we intend to find this cur of Sauron and deal with him once and for all.
I believe you will find a way to do that, my friend. You have certainly made a good start by thwarting his plans at Fornost and the Etten Moors. You know, someone should be setting down this story of yours. Maybe you should give me an account of your adventures. I'll take notes, and one day I can write your story. What do you say to that?
It would be an honor to have our story recorded by so...
Very well, then. Why don't you start?
It began some weeks past at the Sarn Ford. And so, with the giant dead, the great eagles joining our cause, we returned here to Rivendell to inform Elrond of all we had learned.
Outstanding! What a riveting tale! There is enough there to fill a volume or two already. I just hope I manage to get it all straight. I tried to take good notes.
I shall.
You will be careful on your... You will be careful on your...
I am grateful to you, Dunedain. Even our...
Flying upon an eagle's back is a rare privilege.
It was enough for me that Belaram wished to join you. But there is also this. One of the eagles the stone giant slew was my own father. And though Bargrasar is gone, I still burn with the need for vengeance.
Were you one of the eagles that took part in the Battle of Five Armies?
So I was. When the Allied armies found themselves...
What can you tell me of your leader,
Gwaihir is the Lord of the Eagles. He can outfly the North Wind, and his word is law. Long ages of the world have passed since ancient Thorondor, first and greatest of eagles.
Are you ready for a long flight to Mount...
We are strong and rested. Belaram awaits you whenever you...
You will be careful on your trip to...
It is a fine day for flying, don't you?
Are you kin to Belaram?
No, but he has always got... We often hunt together. He's shown me the fine art of snatching a wild sheep from...
Great eagles were not meant to carry burdens, Baranthor.
I am more than willing. I had long begged the Windlord for a chance to prove...
Are you one of the eagles who helped Bilbo Baggins in his quest?
I haven't met Bilbo, though I've heard much about him. My father, I was considered too young and inexperienced.
What do you know of Mount Gundabad?
I've never been there, but I know it's a high peak that lies far to the north, on the... When the north wind blows across the wastes, it racks the mountain with blizzards, driven by fear... Hello again. What can...
Gundabad awaits us.
We ask a great deal of you.
I believe this is the time when all who care for the fate of Middle-earth. In this hour, I will join with those who are bold enough and strong enough to stand against...
We are deeply honored to have...
It is I who am honored. I am pleased to find such friends and call upon me without hesitation.
Your friends were eager to offer their services. Perhaps they do...
Armanel is a seasoned warrior. He knows full well what he faces, and accepts it. But you need not take my word.
I was surprised that Gwaihir gave you leave to come with us. From what I am told, he rarely intervenes in the affairs of the...
It is true. Gwaihir thinks first of the safety of his own kind, and he is more likely to take a dangerous task upon himself than to send another. He sees us as observers. Even now, the Windlord is...
Have we put you at odds?
I have served Gwaihir loyally for a long time, and he, in turn, has the wisdom to trust my judgment. Even an eagle must rest upon an area that has its roots in the earth.
What should we expect when we reach?
I can tell you little. The stronghold of Gundabad is carved into a great mountain peak. It is an ancient abode of...
Have we any chance?
3 alone cannot hope to stand against all the orcs of Gundabad. I have seen you 3 triumph against
We will keep that in mind.
Magovanen, Eradan.
Tell me about this banner.
It bears this below them. With this banner go all my hopes.
Is there nothing you could use?
I have used myth. It can be worked as fine as thread.
Only that I...
Please, do not...
I hope we reach our destination soon, or this weather may prove more deadly than the orcs.
Take heart. We are nearly there, and this snowfall will hide us from the eyes of the enemy below.
Balaram, look! Above the mountain!
Set us down! We can attempt to find a way into the mountain under cover of this storm!
There is little chance of that, with those creatures keeping watch from above. Once we land you, my comrades and I will draw off the beasts.
Let's hope those flying beasts are too occupied with the eagles to notice us.
We can hope their eyes are less keen than those of our eagle friends. We may appear to be just a few more orcs among the hordes of Gundabad.
It's a sad day, but I have to hope I'm mistaken for an orc. Do you fear to face a dwarf? Face a Dunedain now!
Seem to be searching for something.
Well, it can't be us. We've only just arrived, and they're heading the other way.
But what then are they looking for?
him get behind you.
A good time to call on the Eagles for help.
will be careful on your trip to Mount Gundabad, won't you? It sounds frightfully dangerous.
have been feeding upon the orcs.
We are getting near to the mountain itself. If there's an entrance here, it'll be nearby.
Ahead, another orc warband.
What are they doing? Studying the ground?
There must be something wrong.
Look, there's a door.
I have no more.
See if you can take me!
A sharp skirmish here. The tracks are hard to read, but it appears the fighting carried on into the mountain. Someone was here before us. There was a fight here very recently.
The bodies. They're dwarves.
This one lives still.
Well then, come on, you scum! Finish it! You're not orcs.
Why are you here? What were you attempting?
We seek a weapon. We must find it, use it, stop the orcs.
What is this weapon? Where can we find it?
Dwarf weapon. In the stone. Nordri has the key. Find them. Help them.
Your friends, where are they?
Went on. Can't say where. Now. Find them. They need help.
Who or what is Nordenbad?
He can't tell us anything more. He's gone.
But there may be more like him within this fortress.
Yes. They're searching for some sort of weapon. Come, we must try to find them.
It pains me to leave fallen dwarves to these accursed orcs, but we have no choice.
once great Gundabad.
They delight in marring the works of others and twisting them to their own foul purpose.
These caverns echo with the hammer blows of 1,000 orc smiths.
I have no more. I recognize these signs. A ranger has left a hidden cache here. Cannot do that yet.
Death take you all!
is the heart of the enemy's war machine. They forge weapons and armor to equip the hordes gathering here.
They're making more than that. Can't you smell it? The same blasting powder used against us at Fornost. There must be a huge store of it here.
Then let us destroy the gears.
That noise! What have we done?
I have no more.
Come on, faint-hearted scum! Stomach to face me! Servants of the enemy, beware!
You will be kept.
Oh, hello again.
What could have been important?
I came with the enemies.
Aragorn has...
Alas, that we should live in
And where do you think...
That's plain as the Rivendell, the Shire.
I have business.
Those who venture... Those who venture...
Hello again. What?
fallen dwarves. We must be close.
We won't find out standing here.
This is it! Quick, lad! Up you go!
Nordri! Nordri, there are too many orcs. We'll never hold them long enough.
Maybe not, but we can try.
Well then, come on, you filth! Baruch Kazor! Kazor Menu!
We're friends! We're here to help you!
We must work together to overcome these odds.
There's a mounted crossbow over there.
Man the mounted crossbows!
We'll hold them off! Huzzah! Huzzah! Keep them away from the weapon! At all costs!
You cannot endure this light.
Come on, you faint-hearted scum!
Assist me.
Do you fear the faceless dwarf?
Death take you all.
I'm badly hurt!
Take cover within this sphere of light. Archers!
I don't know what brings you to a place like this, but I'm mighty glad to see you all the same.
We might say exactly the same. What are you doing here?
We've come to activate an ancient weapon.
With luck, it'll kill a lot of orcs.
What sort of weapon?
You'll see. Once activated, it'll take some time to do its work.
Aye, and it's sure to bring a lot more orcs down on us, too.
No time for dilly-dallying. Go ahead and use it.
We'll hold off the orcs.
A horn call? Are you mad? You're calling them here.
I did warn you about that.
can't hold them all!
coming down! Aye, a good deal of it anyway. Just as we hoped.
You knew this was going to happen?
It's what we came here for.
We had to strike this blow if our people are to survive. I'm heartily sorry for getting all of you killed as well.
I don't think we need to worry about death just yet. Look!
Durin's beard!
Well, this is a day I'll not soon forget. I've seen a few things in my time, but I've not flown on an eagle's back till today. Well, now that it's a bit easier to talk, let me thank you properly for saving our lives and bid you welcome to Norinbad, our home. Nordfri's father, the Lord Gorin, will want to speak with you.
Why did you lead your warriors against Mount Gundabad?
We keep a careful watch on the orcs in the mountains. We didn't like our chances against that many orcs, but
you undertook that mission believing you would not...
Aye, every dwarf was a volunteer and knew he wouldn't be coming back.
But you said Nordri is Gorin's...
He didn't have a choice. After a lifetime of lecturing the lad about his duty to...
What can you tell us of the device you used to collapse the ceiling at Gundabad?
It was an ancient defense made by the dwarves who dealt Gundabad long ago. Nobody understood it. They used that knowledge to build a defense against any enemy.
But Mount Gundabad has been in the hands of the orcs for
Aye, it's been in the hands of the orcs for many a year, but not straight through. He was one of the stoneworkers who found the weapon.
But how did you know it would still work?
We didn't. No.
Do you think the orcs will follow us here to Nordenbad?
Escaping on eagles like we did will throw them off the trail a bit. But it's not like they're not thinking about Nordman anyway.
At your instruction, the eagles brought...
Aye, it's east you've come. Clean over the Misty Mountains and along the link.
We're grateful for the welcome, but...
Oh, confound me for an old fool!
We would be pleased to speak with Lord Gorn.
Just make your way past the door as you see yonder.
I suspect I'm the first man to see the inside of these halls.
I am certain I am the first elf to do so.
Here, sire, those I spoke of. Allow me to present to kinsman, father.
You are most welcome here, kinsman, and no less so your companions. With a man, you have returned to me my son and my oldest friend, whom already I mourned as lost. For this, you will forever have my gratitude. Know that this is not something lightly given. For never be...
What can you tell me of your home?
My great-great-grandsire was the first to enter the caves of this. Nordenbad was never rich in gold or jewels, but it's...
This lake, did your kin create it?
Nay, my ancestors discovered Azanzaram even as you see it. We have worked with care to enhance what we found. A chip here, a tap there, fashioning bridges, halls, and tunnels.
You are Longbeards. Then you are of Durin's folk, and close kin to Farin.
Aye. In centuries past, most of our kin called these mountains home. But then the dragons came from afar.
Your warriors struck a heavy blow against the orcs of Gundabad, but the cost was great. These walls of yours are both high and strong. Why not wait for the enemy to spend their strength against them?
Were we dealing with the host of Gundabad alone, we would have done just that.
We struck them a heavy blow, but even so...
Now you know why my people were at Gundabad.
We were seeking a servant of the enemy.
Agendaur. We are familiar with that one. Curse is Blackheart.
He appeared before our gates some weeks past, and called him.
A parley? What did he ask?
He demanded that we yield ourselves up to the mercy of Sauron. As if there was any mercy in the Dark Lord.
He lays claim to Nordenbad, telling us if we turn over our home.
Of course, we would have nothing of that. When we
What could he want with Nordenbad? I do not mean to offend, but these halls are very remote.
Nay, Nordenbad provides...
I fear he may have allied himself with the dragon Orgast, who dwells in these parts. With such a beast at his...
Perhaps the best course would be to destroy this...
Well, destroy Orgast? If only it were that simple. The attack on Gundabad would be a peaceful stroll around the lake.
Orgast has never taken notice of us before.
They say it does not pay to leave a live dragon.
And we cannot allow Agendaur to gain such a...
Agreed. Where can we find Urgost?
You do not lack for courage, I will grant you. Yet we...
Perhaps Radagast knows this secret, or can discover it. Seems there is little that happens in Wilderland that escapes.
Who is Radagast?
Radagast the Brown.
He dwells within the forest of Mirkwood, away to the south. Perhaps your companion Belaram would know where to find him, for it is said that Radagast is a friend to the Lord of...
Much as I'd like to avoid Mirkwood.
Indeed. But before you set out, please accept a token of our oath.
I still can't believe I'm alive.
Tell me about Goran, your father. Is he a king?
King? Oh, no. He is merely the Lord of Nordenbad. We acknowledge Dane Ironfoot as the rightful king of the Longbeards. Not that he has any idea of our existence.
Someday you may be Lord of Nordenbad. Will you seek a reunion with your sundered kin when that day comes?
Secrecy has always preserved us here before, but it can't do so for much longer.
We are a dwindling folk, and this war has only made that worse. Nordenbad is precious, but I see little point in leaving it empty. If we survive the days ahead, we will seek out our kin. My father sees the need for this as well. Were it not so, I wouldn't have...
Tell me about Bruni, the other dwarf who survived Mount Gundabad.
Bruni is the captain of our guard, the terror to the orcs of these mountains. He's been my father's best friend since long before I was born, and he taught me how to wield...
It sounds as if you have been in Mirkwood before.
I've been around it a lot more than in it, and that suits me just fine. I don't care for that wood.
Can you tell me more about Radagast?
He's an unusual sort. Friend to all. One thing certain. There are few people with more knowledge of this part of the...
Do you believe we will be a match for Urgost?
It's not that I doubt your courage and skill. And
Who are these people, the Bjornings?
A hardy folk, and brave, as any who dwell between Mirkwood and the Misty Mountains would need to be. Under their chief, but I've heard rumors of war on their borders of late.
What comes next for your folk?
I'm afraid we're all out of tricks to play. All we can do...
I wish you luck with whatever...
We would be honored if you would accept a token.
You are Longbeards. Then you are of Durin's folk, and close kin to Farin.
Aye. In centuries past, most of our kin called these mountains home. But then the dragons came from afar.
This lake, did your kin create it?
Nay, my ancestors discovered Azanzaram even as you see it. We have worked with care to enhance what we found. A chip here, a tap.
What can you tell me of your home?
My great-great-grandsire was the first to enter the caves of this mountain, where he discovered the hidden Nordenbad was never rich in gold or jewels, but its beauty would move even the most...
What can you tell me of your home?
My great-great-grandsire was the first to enter the caves of this mountain, where he discovered the hidden lake we call Azanzaran. He was awed by its beauty, and led some of his kin here. Slowly, over many long years, with loving hand, Nordenbad was never rich in gold or jewels.
I thank you for your general...
Ah, you must be that ranger I've been hearing. So,
you've hidden in this isolated cavern for a long time. Could it be that you found something precious, like mithril?
Hoy! We've no such wealth as mithril here. Not that I haven't dreamt of finding a vein of true silver. I work iron and a bit of ordinary silver or gold. A few gems here and there. Mostly we hide to escape the notice of the dragons. Bad blood between dwarves and dragons as well, you know. Ah, but I dream of a day when we could trade for finer goods.
Is that burnt hair that I smell?
What? Hard to be a smith without getting a few sparks in your beard. What do you expect when you're working with a hammer and forging hot metal? They've taken to calling me
How great are your skills as a smith?
I'm no braggart, but I'll put my skills up against any smith, dwarf, elf, or... My grandsires go back all the way to the smiths that worked alongside the great elven smith, Celebrim. We've passed down skills from forgotten times. I know runes of power.
What lore do you know of Eregion?
The lore passed down from me grandsires is little enough. That Eregion lay when... The Noldor didn't know in the beginning that Sauron was evil. Nearly 5,000 years ago, that was. Doubt there's much left of the place now.
Tell me of Celebrimbor.
None was a greater craftsman of jewels and forger of metals than Celebrimbor. It was Celebrimbor who knew that Sauron had betrayed the elves by making one ring. He was killed in the first war against Sauron, and many of his...
doing, Heinrich? Are you here to buy something?
Are you always this cheerful?
Well, let's see. We've got an orc army growing, a dragon hungry for Now see here, I need to do some business.
Who trades with you in such an isolated place?
We've had a rough time of it here, I won't deny it. Mostly we manage some trade with the Bjornings, the men who live down south of us in the They've good use for our metal. That's enough jabbering. Are you here to buy something?
Goran sent me to you. He said I should speak to you to receive a token of his gratitude.
Yes, yes. He may have mentioned it to me. It was rather too generous of him. Are you here to buy something? Are you here to buy something?
My mind is still uneasy about your plan to deal with Urga.
We will find him.
My mind is still
What can you tell me of Mordor?
Precious little. The forest...
How well do you...
Not well. But we've had...
Can you tell me anything?
Vile creatures as wicked as they are.
Our road leads to... I trust you're enjoying your time here at Nordenbad. Farewell, Nordri. It is clear the folk of Nordenbad take pride in their work.
I can't believe what I've had. Ordinarily I'd be dead set against riling up a dragon.
What about you here? Do you believe Nord...
We killed hundreds of orcs when the roof came down at Gundabad.
maybe thousands of...
Do you think it would be...
Who can say?
Dragons have been overcome before.
Mirkwood is a place I prefer to fly over.
We must hope Radagast can tell us where to find Urgost.
No, that is a risk I have...
You are afraid of dragons?
Only a fool would not fear a dragon. If Urgost has survived this long, he must be full of the guile. But that changes nothing. If we must prevent his alliance with Agandar, then fear...
Your friends were eager to offer their services. Perhaps they do not...
Armanel is a seasoned warrior. He knows full well what he faces. But you need not take my word. Ask them yourself. They will gladly say it.
I worry about my people.
And yet, what could you do for them? One man, alone. You rangers are hardy folk. Trust them to survive, as they...
You are right, Belleroth. We cannot falter now.
You have but to say the word.
Radagast is a good friend of yours?
The Brown Wizard has been a close friend of the Eagles since he first came to... That was long before I was born.
Why would he abandon his home?
He was gone from his home before I could ask. But fear not. I know Radagast's favored places.
We must travel to Mirkwood.
We will be ready. Mirkwood is a place I prefer to fly over.
We will be departing.
We will be ready.
Hello, Eridan.
Very well. When we reached Mount Gundabad, a fierce winter storm was raging. Our eagle companions seized us in their talons and lifted us to safety just as the mountainside came crashing down.
My goodness, what a harrowing tale. Your adventures seem to be getting more and more hair-raising all the time. Still, it makes for a good story. I really should get started on writing it all down. People will want to know about this someday. Oh, I really should have taken... So you're going to Mirkwood in order to find a dragon. It seems frighteningly familiar somehow.
Why, of course. I'd nearly forgotten. But you have dealt with the dragon before.
Why, yes, I suppose there are not too many people who've come face to...
Do you have any advice to offer on dealing with them?
Advice? First I'd say stealing from them is generally a bad idea. I'd avoid that if you can. Second?
Pardon me, but you said flattery?
Yes, strange as it may seem. I was rather complimentary when I spoke with old Smaug and found... I really hope you'll come back later and fill me in on how your adventures are progressing.
I shall, if time and fortune allow.
It's good to see you.
We found more of Durin's folk dwelling in the Grey Mountains. They are few in number, but very valiant.
What? Long-lost kin in the Grey Mountains? How can that be?
They have a hidden refuge called...
By my beard, when all this trouble is finished, you must show me the way there.
We're in search of a dragon called Urgost.
A dragon? What?
Agandauer seeks an alliance with him.
How the three of you could hope to kill a dragon is beyond me. I know of only one person who bandied words with a dragon and lived to tell of it, and that would...
We found more of Durin's folk dwelling in the Grey Mountains. They are few...
What? Long-lost kin in the Grey Mountains? How can...
They have a hidden refuge called...
By my beard, when all this trouble...
From what I have seen...
Those who venture in...
Welcome, my friend. From what you have told me, it is apparent that...
They believe Agendaur may be trying to gain the aid of a dragon called Urgost.
A dragon? That is ill news.
We are already resolved to eliminate the threat of Urgost, but we have no idea where he dwells. Our new...
Your courage is commendable, but I do not believe you fully comprehend the danger.
That may well be, but we believe it is better to seek him.
There is truth in what you say.
Could Agendaur be a threat?
Perhaps, but the Company of the Ring is bound southward, away from the regions where we believe
Do you have any idea where Urgost may be found?
Sadly, I do not. I have long feared the worst. Radagast may indeed be our best.
Then we must travel to Mirkwood.
Which means your quest will be...
We won't let that prevent us from...
My mind is still uneasy about this plan, but it is said that fortune often favors the bold.
I'll be glad to feel...
We're not quite done here.
The sky calls.